everyone, it's Kelly here. Welcome to my channel if this is your first time. Welcome back if you've been before. Lovely to have you either way. On this channel we talk books. And today we are doing a tag. And that tag is, just checking my notes here, the end of the year reading tag for 2025. This is a tag that was originally created by Ariel Bissett. And I have my Ariel Bissett merch right here. We love her. So yeah, please definitely go and check out her channel. I'm looking forward to seeing what she does on the podcast this year in terms of this tag. But yeah, I really appreciate these opportunities just to sort of check in with how the old TBR's going. What have I read that's good? What do I still need to get done? Where am I at with my reading goals for the year? So this is always a helpful check-in point in this final quarter of the year. All right, so we're going to start with question number 1. Are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? As always, the word need is probably not reflective of what needs to happen because this is a hobby. So I don't need to finish anything, but something that I really want to finish is this book that has made its way onto a lot of these types of videos, these tag videos, because I was waiting for it for a long, long time. It finally arrived and I still haven't finished reading it. I'm this far through. This is Silverborn, The Mystery of Morrigan Crow by Jessica Townsend. This is the 4th book in the Nevermore series, and I waited for this book for years. It arrived. I have not yet finished it. I think I'm feeling intimidated by how thick it is. I started to read it, put it on pause because I had some other things I needed to get done. But this is, let me check the page count, 663 pages long. So it's a big one. But I really would like to get this finished before the end of the year so that I can have finished, so that I can be where I need to be. So yeah, that's my book that I would really like to finish before the end of the year. The second question is not super applicable because I live in Australia and it is not autumn, it is spring here. So the original question is, do you have an autumnal book to transition you into the end of the year? I'm going to interpret that as a seasonal book. So last year I was thinking about spooky books because we're heading into spooky time because Halloween is coming up. But this year I've gone with a seasonal book. So I'm thinking springtime, flowers, blooming, etc. And I actually have 2 that I would like to read if I can get to them. And that is Emily Wilde's Encyclopaedia of Faeries by Heather Fawcett. I have had this sitting on my shelf for some time. It would be nice if I could get to it. And the other one that I've got, and I think I'm going off the cover vibes for this one, is The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels by India Holton. So another one that I would like to get to, which are, both of these are kind of giving me floral springtime vibes. So exciting. Hopefully I will be able to get to those. The next question is there a new release you're still waiting for? Yes, there is. I've just pre-ordered a book that is going to be coming out on the 11th of November, and that is the ADHD Brain Buddy by Matilda Boseley. This is a follow-up to her book, The Year I Met My Brain, which is about ADHD also. And I read that, I think it must have been at the beginning of last year when I read it, and it was a 5-star read for me. I follow Matilda Boseley on social media as well. She's a journalist and a diagnosed ADHDer. So yeah, I'm excited to have this one come into my collection as well and to get to it. I don't know if I'll read it straight away, but I will, I'm sure, pick it up at some point. So yeah, that's the book I'm waiting for. It's the only pre-order. No, that's not entirely true. I do have other pre-orders, but they're complicated. That's the one I'm going to tell you about. Okay, number 4. What are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? Okay, I've had a think about this one. So the first one is a book that I said I wanted to buddy read this year, and I haven't picked it up, and that is To the Lighthouse by Virginia Woolf. So I would like to get to that one and read it before the end of the year. Another category of books that I would like to get to is the books that were shortlisted for the Miles Franklin Literary Award this year. I've read some of them, I haven't read them all. One I haven't read is Dirt Poor Islanders by Winnie Dunn. I would really like to get to this before the end of the year. And the other book I've picked for this prompt is James by Percival Everett. I specifically read Huckleberry Finn because I'd never read it before, so that I could read this and understand the references in it. So it would be sensible for me to try and get to it ASAP, so that it wasn't a waste of time. Not that it will. If I get to it next year, that's fine. But it would be nice if I could read that one before the end of the year. Okay. Flick my page over. Number 5. Is there a book you think could still shock you and become your favourite book of the year? I have no clue. And I think that's the thing. I mean, I always go in hopeful when I pick up a book. I hope that it's going to be a book that I love. My current favourite book of the year is this one, Wait Here by Lucy Nelson. I read this in September. I think in terms of the schedule of these videos, you're seeing this one before my September wrap-up. I have a review forthcoming about this one. Absolutely loved it, and it came out of nowhere. This was the shock of the year, because before this year I'd never even heard of this author. This is a debut, and I cannot wait to get to more books from this author. But yeah, if something were to surpass it, I mean, that would be crazy, because it was excellent, but like, it could happen. Any book I pick up could be the book of the year. So yeah, don't know for now. And number 6, have you already started making reading plans for 2026? No, not really, other than maybe thinking a little bit about some of the books that I like as I've been browsing, maybe thinking to myself, oh, that would be nice to take away on my summer holiday in January. That's the extent of the planning that I've done, basically. So at this point, I think, as I've done this year, I don't think I'm going to host a reading challenge. I'm going to try not to hem myself in too much in 2026. Yeah, that has felt better this year for me. So before we sign off, I want to check in about some of my reading goals as well, even though these are not specifically questions in the tag. So number 1, my reading goal, my number of books I would like to read, I set at 52 books every year. Currently, I'm at 47. This time last year, I had surpassed that goal. So I'm not behind. I'm very comfortably on track, if not ahead, technically, for to reach that goal. But I'm not as far ahead as I was at this same time last year. I feel neutral about that. I'm happy that I'm making excellent progress to my goal. Another goal that I like to set for myself, and again, this is a very broad kind of thing, and I haven't met this goal at all any of the years that I've set it, I'm pretty sure. And that is, I try to read at least 10 ebooks per year. Currently, I am at 4. I have read 4 ebooks, and I have another one on the go. So shortly, that will be 5. That's not ideal, but it tracks. It tracks for where I've been previously, if not like slightly more ahead than I've been in previous years. So that's positive. And I think part of that is because I recently purchased a new e-reader, which is able to, so it's like in that same way that e-readers have that kind of like paper-like finish to them. It has that, but it operates like an Android device. So I can actually get apps from the Google Store and sign into my accounts on various reading apps. So it's kind of just expanded what I'm feeling like reading in an ebook kind of way. So I've been able to read some books on Everett, and I've been able to read various other platforms that I have books already or I'm subscribed to for other reasons. So yeah, that has been helpful, and I anticipate that I'll read a couple more before the end of the year. So maybe I will meet that goal this year. Who knows? Okay, and then I have 3 more sort of like planned specific book type lists that I had put together. At the end of last year, I put together a list which I was calling Second Chance Books. Now, I was inspired by somebody in one of my book clubs who had done something similar. I'm not hardline about this, like where, you know, if I don't read these books by the end of the year, they're getting unhauled. I never want to be that hardline about these things, which is fortunate for these books because I've only read one off of this list that I put together. But the way that I put the list together was I had a 24 in 24 list in 2024. And the books that I didn't get to from that list, I put onto this list. So I kind of just transferred those across. I also had the books from the Stella Prize and the Miles Franklin Award, which are 2 literary prizes here in Australia that I like to try and read, which I'll more on this year's ones coming up. So I put the ones I didn't get to onto this Second Chance Books list as well. So yeah, the only book that I've read so far from that list I finished in September, and there were 17 books on the list. So I still have another 16. I'm not going to read all 16 of them before the end of the year. There's no way. In fact, maybe I won't read any more of them before the end of the year. Who knows? Yeah, so that has been an interesting sort of, I guess, experiment with my own brain, because I think the more that I specify you have to read these specific books, the more my brain says, I'm not reading any of those books, don't tell me what to do, even though it was me that was telling me what to do. So yeah, we're going to think about that for 2026, if I want to sort of just put those books back onto my TBR kind of shelves instead of having them in like a separate little spot. So the other 2 are the Stella Prize and the Miles Franklin. So Stella Prize I've read all of the shortlist of, so if I don't get to all of the other ones, I'll be okay with that. But there were 12 books all up on the long list, and of that I've read 7 in total. So yeah, I possibly would like to read maybe 1 or 2 more of those if I can. And then the Miles Franklin, I have not completed the shortlist. So I think I would like to try and at least do the shortlist if I can, because I've only read 4 out of the 10 total long list. But then I also had 1 DNF. So that's technically 5 books off the to read pile. So yeah, those are where I'm up to with my different goals that I've had through this year. So it's been helpful to have a little check-in to see how I'm going. If you would like to do this tag, consider yourself tagged. Nobody tagged me. I always just do these kind of like periodic check-ins as the year kind of goes on, and I find them really helpful. So if that sounds like something you would like to do, consider yourself tagged by me. And please tag me if you do it, and let me know, because I would love to come and watch your video as well. Let me know that you've done it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it interesting. If you're not somebody who posts on social media or online, and you would like to just tell me down in the comments your answers to these questions, I'd love to hear. So please feel free to do that. Otherwise, let me know in the comments if you've done this tag, and I'll go and check it out on your channel as well. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next video. Happy reading for the last quarter of the year. Bye.